I can share my story, my experiences, and maybe make a living out of it. I didn't think about making a huge business out of it, just, to combine this because it was cool, And I got so intrigued by this whole energy medicine thing that I started educating myself more and more and more. And then, I had no clue at this time about engineering. But what I have a very good imagination of what I want. And at that time, what I wanted to be implemented in such a system based on the knowledge I collected. And then, if you are on this mission, you're gonna find the right people who help you bring this alive. And I found engineers, they said, yeah, it's no problem, we can put this square wave inside, and we can physically put this here and there, and then we have a circuit board with this, and said, okay, let's do it. I tell you what I would like to have, and you make it happen. And this is how all this business started, and all this movement started about PEMF. And nowadays, we are the biggest company in the world with the most sold units on the whole globe. We have offices in Asia, in North America, in Europe, everywhere. We have about 6,500 representatives sharing their experience with this technology, with their environment. So I tell you, this is pretty cool. It's pretty cool. And I remember my first lecture I did. I was lecturing for 10 years. Myself. I did probably till now 3,500, 4,000 lectures all over Europe. Packing my stuff in the car, going to a lecture, driving home in the night. Next day, my first lecture was in Seefeld in Tyrol, which is a very, very picturesque village in the mountains of Austria. And I started to put flyers in the mailboxes of people. I rented a hotel room. And my first lecture, 3 old women appeared. The youngest was 65 and the oldest was 89. And can you imagine, there were 20 or 30 seats and these 3 women were sitting there. Looking at me like this, and I did, of course I did the lecture because I said, I have to do it, These were the only 3 people who showed up at this evening. And I did the best I could for 1 hour. And then one of the ladies, she asked me the killer question. You know what the killer question is when you start out with something new? How many people are using this already? And my answer was, you're gonna be the first one. And I think they bought a system, one for all 3, but probably not because they wanted to benefit from it more, they felt really sorry for me that I did this. However, this was my first system I referred in this village. I will never forget this, And I kept going every day in another city, just spreading this word. And then you know how it is, you create a movement, you create some momentum. And it was a pretty cool time, and now we have, if we have lectures, we have 100, 200, 300 people who, dedicate their valuable time on a Friday evening. I must say this, I feel really honored that you all came here. And I can share all these experiences with you and the technology. So this is a little bit about my story, where I'm coming from and why I'm doing this. And I'm still so excited, I told my story 3,000 to 4,000 times already, but I'm always excited to do it again because I also want to inspire people when they suffer from a certain disease, that there is always an option. And there is always a choice. And you have to make the choice. The more you know, the more you are educated, the easier for you to make the right choice. And, like I said, the reason for you being here is because you are interested in making a choice. And that makes me really happy, and I'm very thankful for that. This is what I learned from my journey. The principle is, challenge yourself. In all what you do, whether it's in relationship, whether it's in health, whether it's in business, whatever, you know, it's all about self-improvement. It's all about being better than the day before. Do not hold yourself to the standards of other people. Don't do this. Because you are you. And you are among all these 7.5 billion people we have on this planet now, you are one of a kind. Be yourself and do not wish to be better than others. Just try to be better than yourself every day. And if you do this in your private life, in your business, I can tell you from the bottom of my heart, you're gonna have a very, very cool and happy life. This is all what it takes. And I would like to introduce my best half to you. I went through some relationships, like we all do, you know, always looking for the best. You know, a good friend of mine always told me, the next is always the best. This is, you know, there's some truth in it. You know, there's some truth in it. But, you know, to find a partner for life, and not only a girlfriend or a wife, but a partner for life with whom you can share everything. Your business, your ideas, your hobbies, whatever. This is, I think, this is one of the greatest gifts in life. And after searching for a long time, I found this partner, and I would like to introduce Veronica to you guys. We spend 24/7, and we both are still alive. And we are pretty cool to each other, and we also share our passion for something when we change our dress, because I think, Ali, you mentioned that, I'm a race car driver, I'm driving race cars. And the cool thing is, Veronica is also driving race cars. She was in hill climb and rally racing. She was 4-time European championship in women. There was no faster women than her. The problem was, when you go on hill climb and rally, there are always these rocks and these trees. You know, and I could not stand this anymore. I said, I'm sorry, but I cannot allow you to do this because I suffer more watching this. And I would like to go home with you in the evening and not to lose you because it's so dangerous. So I talked her into the Formula racing. So obviously this is her car, she has a pink car. So we are racing Formula cars now, GP2s, this is the series below Formula 1. And we do this in a European series, it's called Boss GP. But we do not compete to each other, we just do it together. And we are racing in the same races, and of course my friends always ask me, what are you going to do if she will be faster than you? Exactly, you know, because usually the people think that I will quit or whatever, but I will probably put my hats off and support her as much as I do now. So don't worry, okay? You can be faster than me. It's not a problem. You're officially allowed.